Hello, YouTube friends. Welcome. Good time zone to you, wherever this finds you. We are midweek here on Going Optimal. We're going to hit up a premiere draft. Chat has spoken. I'm in for that, but I think I'm going to do a best of one tomorrow to balance that out. And going to jump in. I feel like we've been on a Silver Quill kick, and not by my I'm not trying to force it, but if I look at I'm popping over here to my spreadsheet, and I'm looking at literally my last 4 drafts of the format, going back to the gauntlet on Friday, to the draft I did over the weekend, to Monday and Tuesday, all Silver Quill. So I don't know if I'm not trying to force it. I mean, I'm happy to take the open lane, which is what has happened. Mostly it's been clearly open. But I also want to be wary of slipping into some pattern where now I've played so much Silver Quill that I'm like looking for it, and you can start to chase what's been working, which is fine as long as you're not doing it to your own detriment, right? So I am going to keep my mind open. And hey, if we have a 5th Silver Quill draft in a row because it's the right place to be, so be it. The right place to be for getting your tabletop magic needs, though, is my sponsor, CardKingdom.com. They have everything you need for that action. I talk about this a lot, but I just ordered a card from them this morning. It's true. I woke up to a restock notice. Restock notice, Champions of Kamigawa foil Nezumi Shortfang. And I have a foil Nezumi Shortfang, but it is not near mint. It is clearly not pristine. And I also feel like these kind of cube-worthy Kamigawa-era rares are underpriced in their foil form. So not only did I want to upgrade my Nezumi Shortfang, I feel like in 5-10 years, Kamigawa era foils will be a lot more expensive. So I figured if I wanted to upgrade that foil, I should put in a notice with Card Kingdom. Partly because foils are the toughest grade in collectibles, in especially Magic. The bar for near mint on foil is much higher than the bar on foils for the bar on near mint for non-foils. Like to list on most sites, like as foil, it needs to be pristine if it's near mint. And Card Kingdom is very reliable about that. They are pretty harsh graders. But they're pretty consistent about that, both on buying and selling. They treat near mint legit. And so when I feel very comfortable ordering near mint, especially near mint foils, because there are so many sellers out there who will slack on what foil near mint means and be like, oh, it's got a little scuff. Oh, it's got a little, then it's not near mint. You can argue that a non-foil, that if it has a little mark on it or whatever, is still in the neighborhood of near mint. You really can't with foils. They're the most scrutinized form of card, and I really appreciate that. That's why I'm willing to even pay a little bit of a premium. I mean, I don't know. First, I've got store credit, so I paid for that card entirely with store credit at Card Kingdom, but also I just don't trust, even if I could find it for $1 or $2 lower on some other site, I don't trust that I'm going to get a near mint card. And let me tell you, the chance of having the hassle of having to undo my transaction because of a lack of satisfaction on my part, like, that's a lot to gamble a couple bucks on. I would rather pay the $1 or $2 premium, especially given my store credit, for just knowing exactly that I'm going to get exactly what I asked for, and that's what Card Kingdom delivers. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for being my rock of cube building. Boy, outside of that collector's edition that built my vintage cube, Card Kingdom built the rest of it. So thank you, Card Kingdom, for all your support. And now let's jump in for some gems, see how it goes here. All right. Bomb Silver Quill rare incoming? I don't know. Seems like what's been happening, but No! We get a new thing to talk about. I've never played this card. I'm excited. I hope we end up here and get to give it a try. But maybe we leave it or just splash it. Very splashable, right? Look at that. Easy, easy splash. Yeah, it feels like it can be Prismari or even Silverquill. So we're definitely going to take it, but we don't even have to marry the Lorehold. And if the table insists on being something non-red or white, we'll just give up on this pick entirely. But definitely starting here. What else do we like in the pack? Eureka Moment jumps out. Introduction to Prophecy is just a place. All right, fine. Let's get a colorless lesson. Inquisition, not as playable here as it is in Constructed. You know, it just swings and misses too much, but we're gonna definitely take the Mythic here and see what the table tells us. Yeah, I'll go Lorehold. I'm not refusing to do Lorehold, but I am also gonna keep things open. Intervention. I mean, this does something most other cards don't do and can be fun to build around early. I think we can take it. Yeah, it does work with this too. You got a 5/5, so you can look at the top 7, cast an instant or sorcery spell with that, and then exile something 4 or less and kind of wipe. It does 0 damage. Wait, what am I missing? Can't cast it for free. Oh, it doesn't deal damage to dragons. Got it. Yeah. Well, so you could. I see what you're saying. So you could deal. You could deal 20, and the dragon would be fine. But it doesn't even really matter because mostly you're just going to pick something smaller than 5, and it would work anyway. But I hear you. We'll take it. Seems like a cool place to start. It doesn't work with a trigger, so this is where I need to read my mythics. But I want to draft too, so I'll get back to that. I'll get back to reading the actual cards I'm considering playing. Killian jumping out is like the best card in this pack, but we're not, and we could take it. It just means we'd be looking at, again, potentially ending up in Silverquill, abandoning the intervention, and maybe splashing the Lorehold. The Elemental Summoning is a little more directly on plan with where we started, but this is the most powerful card. So this is about, are we going to power or are we sticking to plan? Looks like a lot of chat is on the summoning, and this is my most cast summoning by far. So I'll take it. But it's these two for me, and I'm not sure which, but I do like our start here, so we'll start with the summoning and see. But now we get a Rise of Extus, which can still be Lorehold, which is fine. Umbral Juke takes us away from being able to play Draconic Intervention without some contortions of mana. So I think we just take the Rise since it actually fits in the. It's excellent. It's if you didn't even show me my deck and just said, what do you like out of this pack? It would be in the top couple. Rise, Juke, Cram Session, which I'm liking more than Expel these days in the sense that the learn lesson dynamic is just so important to pay attention to. Introduction to Annihilation here continues to keep us open. Pillar Drop Warden on the wheel would be a nice... Either of these on the Lorehold wheel would be nice. You like Memory Lapse? Memory Lapse is fine, but from a limited standpoint, it's underwhelming because it doesn't solve the problem. It delays it by a turn, and sometimes delaying it by a turn is enough, and sometimes the tempo is a huge advantage. But I don't think that those windows where the tempo of the thing matters as much, that just doesn't come up as much as like, well, I delayed it for a turn and then I lost to it anyway. I'm going to take the Introduction to Annihilation. I love having one of these available. Well, we have an Expanded Anatomy to keep piling up lessons that I like. We have Expel and Warden to stay on the Lorehold plan. We have Field Trip as maybe the best card in the pack, but not really near what we're doing yet. I think I'm going to be on Anatomy and really prioritize these lessons. And I know we're more controlling, but this is good. And also we don't even know yet. Like we're controlling to start, but I don't even know where we're going to end up. We're 4 picks in, so I'm going to take the generically good lesson. Make sure I don't get locked out of those. I feel like I've been ending up missing lessons that I really wish I had. In this case, though, over a second Anatomy, I will take the Warden here over Blood Age General. I've not found Excavation to be okay, even in Lorehold. Maybe I'd give this another try if we were in pure Lorehold, but I'm so happy. I've just largely been happy when opponents have played this. Like, they play it, I ignore it, and then I win the game. That's generally what's been happening when Lorehold Excavation shows up. So we take a campus, one of these campuses, like I can even take Snow Day here. Rise would be a loss. But yeah, blue is like Snow Day and Serpentine Curve are both good. I like Prismari better than Lorehold, and the dragon is quite splashable. So I'm going to take Snow Day and stay still open to the idea that we are Prismari Splash Dragon and just not playing the Rise. And now we have a Prophecy, but we can also just take an Enthusiastic Study. This is, I wouldn't mind a Prophecy, but we actually do, we've got 3 lessons and only the 1 learn, and this learn is on the edge of not being played. So let's take the Study. My problem with Study and Prismari is that often I am doing things early that don't really involve combat tricks in a way that, like, it stops being a 2-for-1. Like, if you can use Enthusiastic Study to win a combat and go get yourself a card, then sure, you've done it. You're 2-for-1ing. Hold on a second here. Prismari Campus or another Warden or First Day? I think I'm on Campus over second Warden so that we have some flexibility, because we're not sure where we're at on colors yet and what we might or might not be splashing. I was saying something, now I forget, but you probably figured out where I was going, right? Commons if we want to be 3-player. Aerialist has been super underwhelming. I just feel like Aerialist runs into tokens and dies. And we can take it, I guess we may need filler content, but I really don't like that card much. Taking the Historian here, though, is fine. Pillar Drop comes all the way back around. Probably just going to take that, but there is this transformation. Not easy to use, but is a free option in the board if we want it. I think a second Pillar Drop is fine, though, and is going to set us up to potentially... These 2 Pillar Drops in the middle with an intervention in the deck, we really are coming up with a plan here. And it looks like maybe if we end up back in the Lorehold direction, we can decide whether or not we want to give this card another chance. My feeling is no, though. I just don't... Someone look this up on... I'm curious what this card's win percentage is when in opener. Like, ostensibly you want this early, right? Get it going. Yeah, this is a miserable pack for us, isn't it? If we were in... Really? Well, obviously I respect Semelin's game, but generally I've just been happy when people play it against me. Boy, this is a freaking miserable pack. I gotta take gems. I think I'm taking gems, gang. I don't do that often, but there's nothing here I want. I want this. This makes me really want to find the white splash. So I'm going to take the pass caller and really prioritize, probably not playing Rise at this point. We're just going to try and splash pass caller and Lorehold Dragon. So I'm going to take this and then we'll look for a fixing. Another expanded anatomy. Prismari Command, though, it's not even like a super 2-for-1, but it's good, right? Like, I want this to be better than it is, I think, but 2 damage plus one of these other minor abilities is still good. Still good. Wouldn't mind a Trickster or Pledge Mage. Pledge Mage especially I would take over a Trickster because of the job it has in the deck of just holding the ground early, but let's take this. Well, committing, just because I move a thing into the board doesn't mean I'm committing to it. I mean, if you want, I can move this back. Another summoning. Obviously, the value of this one goes way down after you've got this one, but it is certainly not at 0. Trickster. Is interesting. Devouring Tendrils is a good card that's not ours. I don't love the Serpent. As kind of Marshall and Luis observed, you always kind of have it. I think I'm going to go Trickster, actually. Last second Trickster. I just feel like this, at this slot in the curve where we don't really have anything much yet, is more appealing to me than picking up a second summoning at this point. But we can take this summoning here. And that's over Aerialist and over nothing. So now the blue is drying up a bit. That's interesting to note. Yeah, maybe there was even a better card than Trickster, and I just kind of last minute grabbed the Trickster, but I like the Trickster. It's interesting. Another Spirit Summoning, an Archivist for... we already kind of have some high end going on. We don't need an Archivist. Negate is called, yeah, I suppose negate number 1 over Spirit Summoning number 2 or any of the other stuff. That's fine. Let's take the negate. You can main deck negate in this format. Everybody's fetching spells for lessons. Spectacle Mage, I'm on board for. Another Historian would be fine. I like this too. I just kind of want my 2s to trade anyway, so trading into an eventual 3-2 is nice. Historian called for because we need 2s, which I don't deny, but also we kind of need 3s, you know? So I'm going to take the card that can do some stuff with our hopeful eventual plan here. Pablo, all y'all just looking back and never looking forward. We got a whole pack to go. Yeah, we'll take a test here. It's similar to negate. We don't want too much of this, but I think the deck can handle a couple. Here's the crap-tacular pack we opened, and all the stuff I took a rare out of this because there was just nothing for us. So probably taking this. You want Thrill just in case? I don't know, whatever. It's all garbage. All garbage there. Pigment Storm, not garbage. I think we take that. It's pretty clunky for removal these days, but fine. The trample part is relevant, and we're happy to pick it up at this point. And also, I was talking about how I was, a little sad to pass this. Happy to take a Pledge Mage here. I like it more than the Dust Speaker for our needs, especially. I don't particularly love this card anyway, but especially with where our needs are at, which is heavily about filling out our early game so that we can win our late game. And we could take a Befuddler, but I'm going to take another Enthusiastic Study, and we're going to try to continue to focus on 2s in the next pack so that these Enthusiastic Studies can be real cards for us in the turn 4, 5, 6 range. Another Lorehold Excavation. We could really try it, but I could take it for Vault Progress, but there's a world in which we play the Shaman, so I'll take the Shaman as a possible playable resculpt. Hope not to play, but we might. I got excited when I saw a rare in our colors in the upper left, but this is really kind of... Oh, no, wait, this is a different one. I thought this was the Pumper one. Maybe this is good. I don't even know what this is. So it has Rummage, Bear with Rummage, and then 5 mana to reveal cards on the top of your library until you reveal a non-legendary, non-land card with mana value 3 or less. So you reveal until you find non-legendary, non-land 3 or less. Cast that card without paying its mana cost. Okay, so you get to cast a 3 for 5, but for free. All right, that sounds great. We'll take that over a Spectacle Mage, over what else? Not much else. There's more test and negating going on, but this is... yeah, Symbology is excellent, but I think we're looking to splash... I feel solidly that we're looking to splash the white, if anything. Right now, I don't think we're playing the white, which is too bad, because I really would like to... I can cut this now, but I want to play these two, but I'm not going to do it off of like 3 planes, so I'm not going to do that. Start from Scratch I found a nice one to have as a lesson. The 1 damage and the Destroy Artifact cover enough bases that when I have this and I'm in red, I bring it in a lot. But yeah, Chad is on it with the Berry. Berry's the best card here for us. Helps keep us alive, etc. It looks like one thing I like about Berry is that you're usually casting it for 3, but its mana cost is still 5, so it's reduced by like Spectacle Mage, so you can get it down to like 2. Mastery or Masterpiece? Mastery's a lot of cards. Masterpiece is more straightforward of kind of what you're trying to do with the late game. Masterpiece is fixing. You're not wrong there. I don't love the idea of spending my Elemental Masterpiece that way. Are we drawing cards elsewhere? I guess we can take this. We might even wheel this. I'll take this. I'm a sucker for the rare. Maybe I should have taken the other one, but it might even wheel. We'll see. There's a Campus I'd like to get. It does help with the fixing, even though it doesn't have a white pip on it, because if you get enough Campuses on your main colors, it makes it much easier to include the splash colors. But I think we probably want a Historian here to be sure. Artist. What's Artist am I missing? Yeah, Stormkiln Artist has been more solid than I expected it to be. But I really, especially again with these 2 enthusiastic studies, I really want to make sure we've got some density of 2-drop creatures that I'm happy to play. So I'm going to grab those when I can here, because we just don't know how many we're going to see before the end of this pack. Grape Shot or Fractal Summoning. I kind of didn't see the War Singer. Maybe I should have plugged into it a little more, but I don't even know if we're splashing at all yet. So, but King, it's possible that if we end up splashing, I'll wish I had taken that. I'm gonna take the Grape Shot. It works as removal. Maelstrom Muse here is nice for us, although we didn't really end up with the big end. We still might find, I mean, we have a Mastery and a Snow Day, but other than that, our big end is pretty lacking. But we'll take this. Another Pledge Mage, love to see it, although Practical Research might be more important. What do you think? Pledge Mage or Research? Or you could even make a case for the General, which can attack without having to cast a spell. I'm going to go Research. Since I picked up a 2 earlier, I feel like I've earned the right to. Oh, and then we get another 2 anyway. There's this Pledge Mage is arguable as well, but I'm again happy to pick up these 3/3s for 2. Another Spectacle Mage also. Again, maybe we'll wheel. Hopefully, we wheel another 7. You know, that Masterpiece might be in the next pack, and these are coming around. Another request for the Artist. True wants the Artist as well. I'm taking the. I'm doing my gut. Maybe I'm under... I've ran the artist before, and it didn't suck, but it wasn't great. I'm a little surprised at the love for the artist, but I get it too. Befuddler or start from scratch. I think I want the scratch. We did pick up enough going on at 2 that we can take there. Hey, get in our deck, Masterpiece. Yeah, I feel you. I guess you all are wanting to play the Lorehold cards, but I kind of moved on from them. I don't even care if we don't play these. Is fine. This deck is fine without those. And then the Campus came back anyway. We'll take that over another of these useless Battle Seers. The Curate is fine, but I'll take Fixing. Yeah, Masterpiece makes treasure, but I don't think that's enough to run the white cards. Do you think it is? Maybe we run that. I would call. I don't think. I think 51.1 is pretty low. I mean, because you think about. I mean, if the average is 54 point something, and if you looked at, I would like to see a scatter graph of where cards plot on win percentage around that. You know, what does the bell curve look like? So, like, basically, where is 51.1 on the bell curve of win percentage, and is it, you know, because it's all relative, right? And yeah, we did not end up with much removal. That's a good point. We've got Snow Day, we've got interaction, but not a lot of removal. Enthusiastic Study has combat tricks. Great. Here's our what kind of qualifies as removal here. We've got that. We've got command. We've got interaction and removal. I'll put it all in one pile, like Berry, Pigment Storm. I'm hoping to just not play this. Hoping to not play this. We have Intervention. That's significant removal. Tries to remove everything. So not the suite we'd be looking for, but it's not empty. Yeah, Hammer, as much as I do like exploring the baseline that 17 lands provides, but we all must understand that no looking up of data on 17 lands fully answers the question. Every number associated with a card on 17 lands has a ton of context associated with it that's very difficult to see. So the campuses helping us make sure we have our red and blue, and the Masterpiece making a treasure token. Does anything else make treasure? This is why people were suggesting the Kiln whatever, I think, but the Kiln Artist, that it does spit out treasure to support a potential splash. But I don't know if I want to play a medium card like that just to support those splashes when... Command makes treasure too. Right, okay, so thank you for that. Just trying to come up with all of our reasoning that we might want to splash white. So I would not want to run more than 2 planes. If you're running 3 planes, I think that's kind of a disaster, even with 2 campuses. But you can consider. We could consider 2 planes and these 2, knowing that basically, ideally, we do not use the Elementor Masterpiece to create treasure. Although with the 2 Pillar Drop Wardens, a nice play sequence for this type of deck is discard the Masterpiece to create treasure, do your splashy thing, play a Pillar Drop Warden, get the Masterpiece back, and then hard cast it. That's for real. Grape Shot. Is Grape Shot good? Seems pretty bad to me. It is let's see. First, it depends on how much Magecraft you have, which I don't think we have a ton of. Don't sleep on the fact that Grape Shot is... Did I take it out of the deck? Where'd it go? Oh. Did we not take it? Where'd it go? Oh, I put it over here. Sorry, I forgot I moved my removal. Shut up. You try streaming. Anyway, Grape Shot with the Storm. I love how Storm interacts with the Magecraft because of the copy thing. So, like, if you had a eager first year or whatever, and you did a Grape Shot for 4, like, you trigger that. If you copy it 3 times, you would trigger all that Magecraft a bunch more. But that being said, I don't think we have any. Like, I don't know, you know. So I understand that. Like, this is not a Magecraft deck that way. Not in a way that matters stacking wise. Yes, Pledge Mage cares about Magecraft, but not in a way that matters that it stacks, right? So not at its best here for sure, since it's not leveraging that. But in my experience, I mean, here's the thing. You got to just set your expectations accordingly, I think, Garrett, because if I hold up Grape Shot on 2 and you play a 2-drop, I just get to kill it, right? I mean, it's nothing fancy. Baseline, I'm expecting to deal 2 damage. Oh, sorry, never mind. It's sorcery speed. That does make it a little worse. I was thinking it was instant. You got me, Garrett. My big reason for, hey, you can do this has just got worse. So you have to basically do it on your own turn, which definitely makes it worse. Doesn't make it unplayable, but yeah, okay, maybe I can cut that. I don't think it's unplayable though, Garrett. I just think you're right though that the instant speed really, the sorcery speed just took it out a notch in my estimation. Shows you how much like Legacy I play or whatever. I thought Grape Shot was instant. Funny. Yeah. But it also has upside, right? So its floor is not super impressive. The floor of Grape Shot is not super impressive, but it also has the capability of 2-for-1ing. You know, you could actually pick off 2 1 toughness things. So I actually don't mind it, especially as a sideboard card. If your opponent is showing multiple, many/multiple 1 toughness targets, then I think you're actually very fine to bring it in. Yeah, Inklings hate this. There's a lot of 1 toughness, but I don't hate leaving it in the board. But also, I really don't hate running it if you're short on interaction and playables. You know, you do what you gotta. Every question of, is this good? Should I play this? All comes down to over what? That's the fundamental question. Play it over what? So let's try at least splashing for the dragon. I can see splashing for the 7. This is a 6/2. I mean, gosh, if you're doing the 1, although the thing is, if we're looking to splash potentially on treasure, that is a 1-shot, right? Wait, we can't, like, if I pitch the masterpiece to make treasure for the dragon, I no longer have the treasure for the pass caller. So treasure supported splashing tends to be kind of a one of. That's fair, Pablo. Treasure pass caller gets the treasure maker back. That's true, but then you got to do it in that order, right? It doesn't help me if if I've already cast this and this is in hand. All I got to do is get this back, and I can. Oh, wait a second. Right. So there are definitely ways to loop the treasure, but you see what I'm getting at. I think we should just stick with, if we're going to do it, we do this. I mean, I hear what you're saying, Pablo. Are you running this? Is that what you're telling me? That's the question. I mean, you can get pedantic with me, or you can tell me whether you're running the pass caller in this splash or not. Pablo acknowledges the severe greed. I'm going to try the one splash card here, Pablo. But let's say you were running this deck, Pablo. What would you? Well, like here we are at 39 cards. Oh, but I haven't put the land back in. I'm going to put planes in. Let's get the Avons going since I know they're coming in anyway. But we can certainly play the game, Pablo. What would you cut to include your greed? And then if we draw it, we can see which we would have preferred. I think we go lower on blue because we have a lot of red creatures early that we want to cast. You're on 18. Yeah, maybe this is an 18. That's fair too. Actually, I'm going to go. Well, here on that front, I'll go like this, and then I'm going to leave. Come in. So if you want 18, we're looking at like this. And we need to cut 2 things in this world. And our overall numbers are 12 and 12 in terms of our split. Boy, we did not end up with much learning, did we? We got the 2 enthusiastic studies. Did we get anything else to learn with? No, right? So that's worth noting. Like this is our this is our learning right there. You cut a 2-1. I don't see cutting any of my 4 turn 2 play or 5 turn 2 plays. I want more. I want more turn 2 plays. Spectacle Mage called for. I cling to my Spectacle Mages. They keep in mind they reduce the cost now of 5 of our spells. That's not nothing. Yeah, I'm with Pablo. Let's cut the negate. I like cutting a negate. Ooh, Mastery is actually this is a 6th card that is supported by the spec. I'm not cutting these mages. I don't why y'all don't like the mage more. I mean, Windrakes are below rate now. I get that, but this is real. Do we want 3 big card draw spells? Well, what are we got? Practical Research, Snow Day, and Mastery. Boy, everybody wants to cut a Historian. I am so clinging to my 2-drops. I can't believe you're. Oh well, maybe they're waiting to get. I did. So here's my conversation about the Invitational. I basically said. I'm thinking I need to pass this week unless you need bodies, in which case I could make it work. And Spadone said, I could always use bodies. However, don't stress it. There is always next week. So figure I'm play it by ear. I'll check in with Spadone later. I would like to take the week off, but I also want to help them help them in their work. Yeah, if we're going to cut something, maybe cut the Trickster. And I'm never cutting Pledge Mages. I think these are way better than Historian. I'm not cutting a 2. Stop telling me to cut my 2-drop creatures. I don't know why you all want to cut 2-drop creatures. What's wrong with you? You tell me all draft long. All draft long. Mind your 2s, Ryan. Don't forget your 2s. Do you have enough 2s? Why are you doing that if you don't have 2s? You should get a 2. Now, Ryan, cut all your 2s. You should cut your 2s. Why don't you cut that 2? What about cutting that 2? You could cut that 2. Make up your minds, chat. Crying out loud. Trickster is interesting, though. I could get behind that, I suppose. You know I love you, chat. It's tough love. But yeah, okay, I'll drop Trickster. Which is crazy to me. That we're cutting a Trickster. Remember when we saw this card? Hey, it's as if Frostlinks wasn't good enough. They gave Frostlinks flying. And I'm cutting it from my blue deck. That's how this format goes, though. Weird bugs here. Let's get out of here and come back in and reset. Get better 2s. Well, over what? True, over what? The eternal draft question. Over what? I know. I'll wink at you back. Math still likes the Trickster over the Mage, over one of the 2s. Well, you can make your decisions. Let's see. I want to hear from Pablo what he would cut to run the pass caller. Because Pablo wanted the greedy double splash. Frost Trickster is good. It's just not. But the fact that it's even on the table for being cuttable in this deck, even that we're discussing it as a possibility, would have surprised me at the beginning of the format. That's all. And those of you who still want it in, good on you. If we're talking about Trickster versus Historian, well, you can decide that when we see them. Again, I'm just not giving up on my 2-drop creatures. I don't know why suddenly my chat doesn't want 5 2-drops. Like, cut your 2-drops. What could go wrong? Doesn't really work, but you can flip a coin to decide if you want to cut a Historian for your pass caller. If we draw a Historian, you got to flip a coin. I don't know. You can't imagine cutting Trickster over Mage. That blows my mind, Garrett, that we're that far apart here. Like, not that we disagree on a cut, but that your imagination can't even contain the idea that a flying 2/2 for 3 that discounts 6 of my most important spells that I find more important than a flying 2/2 that pins a creature down for a little bit. How can we be that far off, Garrett? I mean, we're just talking about the same. I mean, they're both super easy to cast. Yes, this is a little harder, but I'm going to discount the goldness of it. I don't think that's a huge factor. So really, we're simply talking about what is more valuable: freezing 1 creature for a turn, or making your 6 most powerful spells in the deck cheaper. I'm not saying it's a no-brainer, but I can't understand why that's not a parsable argument that it leads you to believe. You can't even fathom it. Like, I don't know, you can't fathom that I value mana reduction over a temporary freeze? Let me show you. I mean, it's all just some form of tempo, whether I'm getting a tempo advantage because I've pinned down your creature or a tempo advantage because I've cheapened my spells. I get that it's not something you would do. I'm just a little surprised that there's a failure of even imagination of what I'm getting at, that you don't see those as anywhere near close to each other. Well, we're going to put it to the acid test. And I'll continue to explore it myself, Garrett. As we draw Spectacle Mages, I'm going to ask myself, would this be better as a Frost Trickster here? Well, this is interesting. We've got our splash mana, we've got some learning, we've got a sweeper, but we don't have a way to use our learning unless we want to learn our opponent's creature, which we might. Like, we could go study their 2-drop to put a 3 in the graveyard to then sweep the entire board. I'm going to keep it, but we would love to draw... we would love to draw a 2. No 2? Yeah, I presume we'll get there. I know that we can't cast this yet, but we got time. I'll hide the white splash for now. It's not like we're going to be forced to discard that. There's no, like, random discard, I don't think. Anyway, we'll do this. Hey, play us an instant or sorcery. Come on, one time. Instant or sorcery on turn 3. Everybody does that. Yeah, field trip. Try field trip. Oh, okay. Let's see. I can play the plains and actually play the Pillar Drop Warden. But the Pillar Drop Warden, you can attack for 1. But whatever. I don't think we need to attack for 1 right now. I'd rather set up for the intervention and just play the campus here. And maybe we'll counter something, who knows.
Why are there so many?
I'm just happy I had to run the meme. We could enthusiastic study per the plan I suggested. If Oppo goes 2-drop, 2-drop, we're doing it. We're going to enthusiastic study one of them, intervention, and take the 3 for 2. But probably not going to happen. Probably just going to untap here. I would love it if they tried a spell that we could test. That would be ideal. Yeah, so I can't study here just to get, like, what am I doing? Just to get a lesson, forget it. I'll play out the planes now. I'm just going to go Warden. Like, there's a lot of open mana here. Maybe I should hold up Test. Do you like... I mean, it's just 2 damage. This is super suspicious to me. Warden would get them to play stuff, but if we waited a turn, we could Warden with Test up. So I'm going to continue to be a little bit too clever by half. But it's the test that makes me want to... Like, let's say we didn't have the test. We have this danger of passing right now, and Oppo plays a devastating spell, and we're like, oh, we did nothing and they did something. But they can't... That's not going to happen here. If they try to do something, we can do something back. So I'm going to end knowing that we're not going to be in a spot where we don't throw away our 5 mana unless they throw away their 4, right? Pigment Storm is going to eat the Serpent. Yeah, it's true. We do have a Scry up as well, which I'll activate now. Prismari Command seems just fine. We'll keep that. We'll start with Pigment Storm on the 3/5, but then Prismari Command on the Befuddler doesn't suck either. Unfortunately, our plan of Hold Up Test doesn't work here. We could just do Pillar Drop Warden, though, and Hold Up Test. Maybe that's fine. If they want to use a whole turn to make something unblockable with Wormhole Serpent, that's totally cool, and we can block the 3/5 effectively anyway. So I'm going to play Pillar Drop now and hold up the test still. Interesting attack suggests there is a trick or whatever, but we've got the tool for that in hand. So I'm going to go for the block and kill on the Befuddler instead of the block and bounce, given that we have the test to stop any shenanigans. Oh, okay, it was just that. That's fine, too.
Why are there so many?
This spell can't be countered, so I'm not going to try. Don't worry. I got you, chat. I'm not going to throw away my test. Now we can just intervention, though, if we get something in the yard. Probably Pigment Storm. How about Pigment Storm the 3/5? Let them play something else, and then we just wipe the board. That'll be good. Gotta take a smack here. You'd Pigment the 2/1. That's fair. That's fair, Garrett. Pigment the 2/1. It's only 1 point of damage, and Pigment Storm as a 5 mana would still work. We'd still get rid of this with the intervention, but I don't know why you would do that anyway. All right, play another one. Another. Oh, all right. Well, we're gonna try to wipe the board here, and then have test up. All right, we're turning the corner here pretty nicely. Drop a Maelstrom Muse, start making a, Maelstrom Muse Dean. No. Opponent has Mastery, Outburst, and Duel. That's kind of scary. They're one off from making that stuff happen. But we'll go Graveyard. Get rid of that. And then Oppo Library, take a look. What is waiting? Another. They got a command. They've got Masterpiece, Moon. Wow, 2 commands. Oppo's got a very nice deck. It's like ours, but a different splash and maybe a little greedy on the splash. But yeah, as I say, a little greedy, But what are we doing? I guess we just got to keep throwing stuff out there and let them pick it off, right? So we go, let's see, Enthusiastic Study giving 1 toughness against 5 is not save. Well, it's not saving anything here, so that doesn't matter. So let's just play our creatures. Oh, what's this? We can actually cast the backside. I didn't read it. What is the backside? 1/3. Other tapped creature control get +1/+0. Other untapped creature control, whenever you attack. Yeah, we still want Plarg. But I forgot. Hey, I'm proud of that. I at least looked. I remembered I could cast that and checked. Really, a land unlocks Oppo's deck quite well. Ooh, but that's good for us. We're gonna Enthusiastic. Oh no, it's not good for us. They're gonna get our Dean. We can still command though. Yeah, I'm surprised they haven't actually. Why not pitch one of these to cast the other one? Maybe but they might just feel like, look, they're at 9. I have some time. I'm gonna find my land, and dang it, I'm gonna hard cast both of these. I get that. Command. I think I'm gonna wait. We can just loot. Study into elemental summoning. Oh, you mean me? What are you talking about? Oh, right. We could. You want to just add extra damage and go get our summoning. Well, I'm being a little patient, I guess. These are both instants. Yeah, I'm just gonna. The trouble is deciding whether I want to fire. We don't need to. I'm just gonna pass. Thank you for that sub. Burying books is going to be good against tokens, at least. 21 months, yeah. Going at our face is interesting. We know their hand, so this is somewhat of a pretty darn aggressive, but they also may think they're attacking with this, getting in with this historian, but we're gonna bounce that or kill it. I'm gonna figure out which. Maybe just kill it so that we can bounce one of the 4/4s that's gonna come down. Definitely deal 2 damage, and then we don't really need treasure. We can cast anything we draw. So I'm gonna go for a loot. Let's see. How does this work? Top 7 instant sorcery. Probably dropping Study and Warden. And those things don't have haste or anything, so I'm going to go for this and see what happens. Decline. We're just going to ditch 2 lands here. You like Campus? We already have a Campus. If I didn't have a Campus already, I'd keep it. And I guess we could technically double scry, but if we find ourselves double scrying, uh-oh. Nice. Pledge Mage plus Study plus Berry is going to keep things fine for us. And I'm going to send in both on the strength of Berry plus blockers. We might have lethal. I should figure it out. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I don't know how we get 11, but we can start here anyway. Wait, says Math. Oh, yeah, that's true. We do have anatomy, but now it's too late. Good call. We have Scratch, though. We can do that. Yeah, let's get Scratch. We'll do that. Good call, both of you, on remembering to look at lessons. I should have done a lesson check before entering combat. But we do have it, but thanks to the fact that we have the start from scratch. Yeah, I'll watch the red mana, too. But we got enough that I think even the... wow, whiffing on Lorehold is funny in a Prismari deck to boot. That's all right. I'm enthusiastic about our chances regardless. Oppo stumbled on mana just long enough for us to get that win in before we had to worry about some 4/4s. All right.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
Right, Garrett? It's interesting that they went to my face for 5 instead of just kind of locking up the board, right? Pack 1, pick 1, Siriana. Yeah, right. They would have been able to get the dragon. It was a weird sequencing from Oppo, but I don't know what they had in their deck. I guess we did. Maybe they just thought they were going to find one of those commands. Does the Prismari command go to any target? Because they're lined to face us. They were expecting to get us to 2, so maybe they just figured they had a bunch of outs to deal 2 more damage. We saw their deck. They had 2 Prismari commands, but even though I have one myself, I can no longer remember if it goes to Oppo face or not. Probably. It's a rare. I would expect it to, and it's not even that bonkers, so maybe with those 2 they were doing that. Welcome to the challenges of splashing, although we can still keep this. We have no blue yet, but I'm willing to keep it on the strength of Dean plus Study. Unfortunately, we don't have an environmental sciences, which would really make this a keep, but I do believe that we have a few turns to find a blue source, and this is fine. Yeah, we can rummage a plains with the Study if we want. Good call, Garrett. But I don't think we will. We'll see. I'd probably rather just get our spirit summoning that can be cast with these lands anyway. Oh, yeah, rummage plains. Right, gotcha. Read my rare. Hey, it's a bear. I'm looking forward to attacking for 2, man. I don't know what you're talking about. $20 months from Tron. A welcome back resub. Very nice. 3/3, kind of perfect, because even Enthusiastic Study doesn't make it a clean 1-for-1. It would still be a 2-for-1. So I actually am going to rummage with our friend the Dean, and I don't need to do it now. I guess I can. I'm going to play a mountain and then rummage. I guess I could have done if I guess rummaging for an island has merit because we could technically bury the Pledge Mage, but this is okay. And let's see what we find here. This might not even attack. Let's see what they come up with. Finding an island would be great to drop Maelstrom Muse next turn. And Maelstrom Muse can reduce the cost here and drop this on 5. Or we can study the Maelstrom and basically cast this for free. This is all, of course, assuming we find an island. Island Muse Masterpiece. How about Island Muse Study Masterpiece? Oh, yeah. No debate. It's dead. But let's rummage first. Well, we could pitch the Masterpiece for blue, for treasure, so that we can for sure get our Muse down. It reduces our whole big plan of then powering this out. I think I'm going to just take a chance on one draw step. If we find an island off the top, huzzah for us. If we don't, we drop a Historian, and that's okay. It's not great, though, and this is why I like this Pledge Mage. In the early game, 3/3 is just significantly bigger than all these 2/2s and 2/1s the game is mostly offering. Hey, and instead, the Magic Gods are with us on this turn, and we continue to execute our plan. Setting expectations, though, this could easily die to another Heated Debate. A lot of removal that can take this out, so if we untap with this, yay us. If not, well, we're continuing to work their removal and stuff. And that's okay. We're continuing to take hits. Mascot Exhibition, we're going to hope to find one of our counter spell before then. Or this a nice answer to Mascot Exhibition, huh? I like that. I like seeing that. Why do you want to make Treasuretron? I'm still on... Yeah, but we don't need to do that, right? Like, well, I guess we just need... Like, we bury something in books, and the bury itself is going to be fine, right? I think... If anything, they're... couple turns away from this. I think we should just play the Masterpiece here and put pressure on them, and then if they deal with our 4/4s, then we can have this in our back pocket and potentially even study to save one of them. I don't know, but we're gonna go for the Masterpiece now. I mean, I got what I asked for. I kind of gotta run it out there. Also, if they do get this out next turn, they're very likely to try and trade a 4/4 for a 4/4, in which case we have blocks. This is interesting, too. The Berry is going to make a double block with the Pledge Mage is bad, and the Study is going to make a block with the Warden bad, so we're going to just crash in here. Although I don't... 7 on the crackback is significant, but I think I'm going to do it anyway. If they don't block anything, we just have the Berry behind anyway. And we get to play a Historian. And yeah, I'm going to do it. Probably... We can get expanded so that we survive intervention. We can, yeah, expanded on the flyer seems pretty good, especially, yeah. But I still am on, we're not going to cast this now. Although we could to, like, toughen this up, but... I think Historian leaving up Berry is where I want to be here. And then Anatomy next turn. All right, that's the good land. That's the land we wanted to see. Now, do we just win target game? Probably darn close. We go... Anatomy, bury one of the blockers, and get there. I think we just win unless they have... But they had 6 mana and 4 cards, so I'm not expecting to win, but we can... I don't like wiping their board before the mascot exhibition. I also don't even necessarily like playing the expanded Anatomy that they know about in this case. They're not dead to Anatomy Muse, but they're dead to Anatomy on Muse plus Berry, right? We go we get 4, we have 12, we remove a blocker, they block our biggest thing, we hit for 10. That's why I'm taking a pause here, because technically we can present lethal, but we're presenting lethal into 4 unknown cards and 6 open mana. So that makes me not only reticent to go for the win, but reticent to even play the Anatomy. Yeah, so I'm just going to attack with everything but the Historian. And then see what they want to do. You'd send Historian. I don't see the need. Yeah, maybe I should have. I guess I should have. I'm somewhat worried about crackbacks too, but this is fine here. Let's bury one of these. They probably have a berry of their own. It's kind of what I'm expecting. Subtraction. All right, that doesn't even kill our creature, so okay with this so far. Big summoning, also I'm okay with that. Next turn we could do something like expanded Anatomy on the Pledge Mage, intervention, everything else. And that should do it. If they go for the big stabilization play here, we kind of got it. Which is one reason I was like holding... I should have sent the Historian, but I was just feeling like as long as we don't die on some crackback, we should be okay here. Can't afford it. Fair enough, but looks like it's fine anyway. If we do it for 3 here, they only have 1, so we leave all the 4s and we get them for 4. So let's look. Yeah, we have Enthusiastic Study, so that's the plan. We beat a mascot exhibition. It's not impossible. Again, the power of this card is not that it is an unbeatable bomb when cast. It's that you have it every game, whenever you need it. I'm sure I missed a ton of memes there. Sorry. I've been, wasn't really thinking too much meme on that one. All right, name a meme I missed and I'll catch you up on it. All right. Well, here's the Spectacle Mage versus Frost Trickster moment, and let me tell you, right now I'm thinking I'm liking the Spectacle Mage. Perfect campus draw. Ladies and gentlemen, we have a curve. We have a curve. Killian! Uh-oh. Exhibition versus Poet's Quill finished like 3-3, I think. Oh, Killian me, thank you. By the way, I've really opened up the requirements on meme requests. So, like, David just requested the Killian Softly meme. Oh, it looks like Hat has already refunded it. But basically, go ahead and let me know I've missed a meme via the meme machine, and then we'll refund you if I owed it to you. So Spectacle Mage, if it had been a Frost Trickster, we could pin the Killian for a couple turns. That wouldn't be nothing. I'd like this Killian pin for a couple turns, or this Pledge Mage. But I'm also liking reducing the cost of this 7. So, as I said, I think they're close. They're close. Uh-oh, gotta go digging for Miller time, huh? I'm waiting for Oppo anyway.
Welcome to Miller Time. It's brewed here. It's yours and mine.
Yeah, I'm sure there's technological solutions to like have me auto play memes or whatever, but it's beyond my capacity. So I can play a Spectacle Mage, not spend all of our mana. What does that do for us? It gives us a discounted Practical Research next turn, but what? That one lose its sound? I'll have to check it. But we're going to play Warden, because Mage doesn't really power us to anything we're worried about. Prof right with the old school basketball references. Now, you didn't make Reject, though, right? Wasn't that Duncan? Or was that you? Who's the NBA fan meme maker? Yeah, so looks like Prof and Duncan are NBA fans. Prof, Duncan, and Hat being the trio that swamped me with memes. Swamped me with memes this set, making it so that basically every time anything happens, I have a meme to run. And now we have Campus Mage or Island Research. I just like Campus Mage. That's fine. At least Oppo is staying back right now. And we have Masterpiece next turn to really lock down the ground game. And then Practical Research to rebuild. Really just worried about discard from the swamp playing opponent. Lots of interesting discard effects in the format, really. The Mystical Archives have a few, and the base set itself has some. Yeah, Warden to get back Masterpiece. We're just going to make a million 4/4s, right? I did the math. 1, 2, 3, a million. Elocution for a big swing out here. I'm not sure what blocks we have, but let's take a look once the dust settles. All right, so they've got a 4/4 Death Toucher. The 3/3 Killian's probably got to go. This doesn't have Death Touch, so I like Pledge Mage Warden on the Killian is like easy peasy. Kind of like Spectacle Mage on the Pledge Mage, though. That puts us off Masterpiece next turn, though. This is interesting. Yeah, we could just accept the Killian. Yeah, taking 9 is tough, but so is lose. I guess we get the Warden behind for the Professor. So I'm going to go ahead and take all these, take the 2 key trades here. Keeps us off Masterpiece next turn, but we can Practical Research, and we might just draw something anyway. But I think we got to make these blocks. All right, now we're on Masterpiece next turn. And we're not super dead. So let's start with the Practical Research. Maybe I want to pitch those lands. We're going to do this main phase. Snow Day, nice to see. We're going to decline to pitch a sorcery and ditch 2 mountains instead. And try to hold here. And then Snow Day really gets us back in this. Snow Day into Masterpiece, into more Masterpiecing, into Pillar Drop Warden, into more Masterpiecing, into. If Oppo can miss a little bit off the top. Ah, that is well timed there, Spain. If Oppo could miss off the top, bomb removal. We're still okay, though. We're still in it. We just got a Snow Day here. Pitch that mountain. I'm sorry, I'm playing poorly. I should have waited till their turn. That's actually significant because it's like a full turn of them not doing that. I'm just trying to play quickly, but it's hurting me now. Hurt me to play quickly. Sorry. And it's significant. That's a big mistake. But looks like we're getting some tools to manage to mitigate that mistake. I can play Historian with Study to manage the squad, and then Pillar Drop. Unfortunately, like a real problem here is that 5 counters going to the Professor is untenable. Probably have to do something like. Are we just dead? Maybe we go. Just because I haven't done this like in a while. Partly D hasn't been here. Partly he's been on good behavior. But I'm going to time him out. There you go. Have a seat, D. So we got to play Pillar Drop Warden for the sky. And then we got to play the Historian for the ground, right? Pretty straightforward. But big mistake, because if these are tapped, if these are freshly still tapped, we really have a good shot at stabilizing off the top. Snow Day on my main phase would have been okay if there was even a prayer of like casting something else. It would have been at least defensible, but without the realistic ability to cast anything, it was indefensible. That's almost a scoop. Yeah, it's just a scoop. Good work, Oppo. But it's like, Oppo just needs to swing and miss off the top a little bit. And they're like, removal, 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 you're dead.
He's dead, sir.
That man's dead back there.
Must be dead. He was worse than dead. His brain is gone.
Somewhat of a free lesson there on the Snow Day. I don't think we were beating that removal coming anyway, but lesson noted. If they didn't have all that removal, the punt may have literally cost us the game. But as it is, I think they just have the tools there. Wow. Second time we've drawn our only 2 planes in the deck, both in our opener. Thanks, deck. But we can keep thanks to the campus, which again was one of the reasons we went for this splash. With 2 campuses, you're just more likely to set up your core colors to enable the splash. Right now, we can't cast the Pledge Mage because of our stuckness on our core colors, but we do have Historian, so pretty easy keep. And now we can Pledge Mage if we want anyway. Probably Historian unless we draw something that makes us feel like we're going to activate the Pledge Mage on 3, or if Oppo plays something where we want the Pledge Mage on defense. I'm on Historian until something new comes along to change my plan, basically. Historian was one of the cards that Pablo wanted to cut to include the past caller. So 50-50, we have 2 of these though, so kind of a 50-50 chance that if this were Pablo's game, he'd be looking at a past caller right now, which would not suck. Past caller is castable with the hand for sure. This though is snap Historian. I would love to trade off Historian for this, although you know Pledge Mage brick walls this, but we don't have anything that's going to make this attack next turn. I like giving the capability of Historian attack. Oh, research. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that's fair. That kind of a similar job, right? Research and past caller both reloading your hand. Dies into a learn. That's pretty cool. We don't have much to do but attack and then Pledge Mage. I'll start with an attack. We got the Masterpiece Intervention combo, which is to say that on 5 mana, we could spend 2 of it to pitch the Masterpiece to get a treasure and deal 7 to everything. So we got a 5 mana, 2-card sweeper combo. But ideally, we just hard cast this Masterpiece down the road. Maelstrom Muse is going to make down the road a lot sooner. And actually brick walls the 3-2 if they don't have anything pumpy. I'll make him worried about white mana now. I mean, Golden Ratio only needs to deliver 2 before you're getting a very solid divination, but obviously you want 3+, right? And yeah, we'll send this. What do you want? I'll block it. They must have removal, or yeah, probably -4 here. That's fine. This comes back later anyway. Expanded Anatomy is nice. Let's see what they do. They can't target their own Strix with the Anatomy, or it dies. Well, Anatomy might be an issue on the Forest, but it's not an issue on the Dream Strix. Yeah, that likes wearing an Anatomy, huh? But here, we're just going to offer the Maelstrom Muse and create some of these. Although we could, let's see, we don't have anything to pitch to we can't wipe the world yet. I don't think we need to Pigment Storm the Amplimancer, because let's say they do the thing. They put 2 +1/+1 counters on it. It's a 4/4. And then either they activate it and get us with an 8/8. Ouch! Or they don't activate it and they hold up mana, spending their whole turn holding it up. Point is, either they hold up mana and that's good for us, or they go ahead and do it or tap out or whatever and we still have the Storm after. So anyway, I'm going to start with a Maelstrom Muse attack so that we can Masterpiece. Yeah, that's exactly my point, Pablo. We can Pigment after the Anatomy to similar success. And, you know, they got mana up. They didn't cast this. There could be a counter here, but I'm going to make them have it. Worst cases, they do something to counter and exile it, like the one that we have. Test of Talents, which I actually owe you a meme on. But Elemental Masterpiece, we're going to make them have it here. And I'll do a test meme. I owe you. This is a great one. So they did have it, but it's okay. We traded 1 for 1, and we're going to wreck them pretty good. If I'm going to do Draconic Intervention, I should probably just chump here. Are we going to do it? I know they're trying to spread around their power, maybe. I don't know. I would have put it on the Amplimancer. The combo there is too tempting, but I hear that. I think they're just trying to spread around their power. So are we sweeping? If we're sweeping, I should chump here. Titanic Telegraphs, but I think we are. Although we could wait like a turn and see where things land. We could Pigment Storm the Forest, and then this isn't the scariest. I'm torn. Yeah, we could Pigment the land, and this 2/4 handles the air. I'm going to say no blocks. We go to 10. I don't know. Do we even have a 4 to Wrath with? I mean, we have a 7 to Wrath with. Oh, does it? Uh-huh. But I think we can go ahead and let's Pigment Storm the Forest and attack with the Pledge Mage. Or do we even attack with the Pledge Mage? This is scary too, because it does this does threaten to be a 4/4. But maybe if they do that, we have to set up the sweeper play. All right, I'm going to do this. All right. Well, that clarifies things. We are now in definite sweeper mode, and we're going to do some chumping next turn, almost certainly. Hopefully they commit more to the board. Now our exiling is on 5 and 7 right now. That's actually a sad card to see. I want our sweeper to give us a big advantage. So of course the dream was that they play a 4th creature, not that they don't add to the board and instead add to their hand. That's kind of the opposite of what we want. They've had answers forever. I'm going to go ahead and send in the Muse. Might as well. Really? Hold and scry? But these are so big. I guess we could play... The second Historian does threaten double blocks on the ground. All right. We can threaten double blocks on the ground again. I think I got to because I want to threaten blocks, G. Like, I want to threaten double blocks on Amplimancer and Forest. Not really. I don't want to, like, if they're... Look, I'm partly trying to set up for a world where we don't need to intervention. That's a problem because it even gets above our 7. So that might close things out. And this is sorcery. We're going to have to do a somewhat desperation attack, I think. And in fact, I'm going to take this to try and sell it. Well, I'm not going to send everything. I don't know. Like, what's the... Okay, this is the... Yeah, I get it. Oh, I missed the scry. Sorry. The scry... I intended to miss this, but I missed the scry on accident. We're going to send this and this. Oh, thank you, Oppo. Thank you so much, Oppo. Woo! I don't think there's a meme for the rare, no. We could play Dean, but I'm going to go for a Historian. You like Plarg over just Historian? Yeah, you like... Garrett just wants to get going on the Dean. If we do that, though, it's all we're doing, and we're not doing this stuff. I'm going to go with my Historian gut, Garrett. But... Garrett's a smart cookie, so like a lot of people in my chat, when I disagree with him, I'm nervous, but also probably means we're close to the same amount of expected win percentage. You know what I mean? Our plays might be disparate in what they are, but the impact on our win rate probably similar. Because when you get smart players disagreeing on a minutia point, like on a close call, it probably means it is a close call, and that it's that it's not going to affect the outcome hugely. So on 7 mana now we can go Dean Research, or just more Dean Historian even, and then hold Research. I don't know, but let's start with an attack here. That's fair. Pass Caller would be very nice here. Yeah, I think you're right on the pressure front. I think math is right. I mean, we could play either of these, and we can even decide as we go. Like, maybe something happens where it's like, oh crap, now we need an answer. So we can go digging for answers if we need it, but we can also just Historian. Hey, Rob. That's why nobody gave me a blah before half past. Rob wasn't here. So that is somewhat of a, maybe we go for research. Like, we could make this an attack in and bring him to 10, but that seems like a bad attack, so I'm going to actually switch to the practical research plan. Hey, it's that berry we were hoping for. We're going to decline to pitch our berry and instead pitch our lands. Prismari Command also reasonable. I think we're on Dean. We can even go Dean, Berry, go. I like that. I still like the Value Town side. I kind of stopped looking at the White Dean, but maybe I should have reconsidered it. That's not going to work. We got a command for that thing. You know what? This wasn't technically a spirit summoning, but I like the meme, so I'm going to give it to you anyway.
Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice.
It's showtime.
Instinct is to play land, because that's me, but we do have Prismari Command. We should hold this, as Disco points out. And let's Prismari it away right now. Let's do it. Draw 2 and deal 2. Discard Island, and really pillar drop number 2, because something's got to give. Obviously, I like me a pillar drop, but something's got to give. And I like Dean so that we can just try to win off Study next turn. I mean, I guess similar power. You're right. Like they both represent lethal with Study. So yeah, we can go with the more mana. 3 + 3 + 1 is 7. I graduated from elementary school, everybody. I'm going to go for it. this could get blown out by their remaining card, but then they're out of cards and we have lots of gas behind, so let's go for the win. Pause doesn't mean anything, they've got campuses. And whatever. This shouldn't matter. It might, though. Maybe I was supposed to think more carefully about that, but I just felt like all roads were leading to victory there. Right on. Another one for the home team. Let's get some more. Mistyped Twitch emotes are my favorite Twitch chat. I just gotta tell you. I love it. I see. Cat Jam is somebody's Twitch emote. Ugh. Little rough here, but keepable? Question mark. We do have a berry on 3. But so is it like cat? So can I do it? How did... Will somebody actually make the emote then? How does... I thought it was misspelled with the extra capitals. Okay, back to this. I don't... I want to talk memes and then I don't have to deal with this mulligan. I'm gonna... Heart of the Marsh. Heart of the Marsh. Never didn't. Ooh, Prismari Command. Let's just take out that Spectacle Mage instead of making our own. And we can also loot. Oh, maybe we just make treasure. You want treasure or loot? I guess treasure. A treasure. Right, loot to get more lands, but then treasure kind of is that land. I'm being a little greedy here, especially with the snow day. But Spectacle Mage, if it lives, should be pretty good for us. There's a land anyway, so let's just go with a Maelstrom Muse. And both of these help with the snow day, but Maelstrom Muse double, so we'll do that. Don't kill it!
Buenos dias, children.
Well, now we have a Spectacle Mage with an emergency test of talents if we absolutely need to. Into a Burying Books or a Snow Day on the cheap. And we will test that. Yipe! They are close to these. Let's check the library. A couple of Tricksters, Guide. Kind of looks like Tempo Aggro Prismari. Interesting deck. Yeah, very aggro Prismari. at 5 with a Berry and books. We could also trade, but we have an enthusiastic study. Yeah, their 2 big end cards are in hand. They got a Berry and books though. We'll just say no blocks for now. 1, 2, 3, 4. We can enthusiastic study and Berry, so I'm gonna do that. I'm not even sure what I'm going to get with enthusiastic study, but I'm going to go ahead and do something with it here. Oh yeah, you got that, D. I owe you. Remember, you can just request do a meme machine request for my missed memes, and I'll refund you your cost. So. Yeah, elemental summoning ties up their stuff a little bit. Let's do it. Or spirit. Yeah, we could. I didn't tap mana right to even. No, we can play the spirit. We could do the spirit. Well, something's gonna eat the berry, right? I mean, Garrett? Do you just want to try and get him to bury the mage? Because if that's the plan, what are we taking here? Well, we get that. We have Berry and books. Like that doesn't matter. We can do that. What are we getting with this lesson is my question. And pure removal. Yeah, it's either elemental summoning, but I like holding the book, so we're going to take elemental summoning. It was really either that or Introduction to Annihilation, I think. And yeah, here's your test. Because see, I forgot already. Oop, but I stole your... I meant to give it back to you. If I fail on that front, you can get 2 free memes. Pick your memes, D. Sorry for stealing your points, but you get 2 free memes. You can do this and still have Berry, so let's do that. Yeah, we could just Snow Day. Although now I've played a land. I shouldn't have played a land before Snow Daying. I think I'm going to go with my summoning Berry plan for now. You have to ask the creator. I don't know if the Jamiroquai song was used in the movie or not, but, I mean, you know the movie, right? Sorry, I'm now getting distracted. But I was going to swing. This is summoning sick, and... now let's bury and possibly trade, but we can still just take 2. We still have the Snow Day working, right? Yeah, let's do it. And this is this is sorcery, so we're going to draw 4. That's cool. D, if you haven't seen Napoleon Dynamite, well, I have a movie recommendation for you. I'm going to play one of these lands and save one for the Snow Day pitch. I guess we're adding to the board. Pigment Storm could take this out, but we can go Pledge Mage of our own to try and trade Pledge Mages. And then I like the Historian. We gotta get him dead here before they bust us open with these. But then next turn we can Snow Day, pitch the island, get in for 5, hold down whatever creatures they're playing for that. They're still not playing land. That's great for us to see. Please at least use the white for the Snow Day. And now I can keep playing land. Frosty!
All right, everyone, chill.
Pillar drop is pretty darn reasonable, as is pigment. Well, we can. I like Warden Pigment Storm here. Yeah, we know it's not conclusive, Garrett, but we had talked about, when we draw this, we can see just on a case-by-case whether we would have rather had the other one. So far, we've been pretty lucky on getting our white. And let's see. If they rip a spell... Yeah, I think we just... kill the... I'm just debating whether we kill something else, because this does trade with the flyer, and we could kill one of the other two, but no, let's kill the trickster. It's a flavor. Not everybody's gonna like that movie, D, but I don't know, you're a weirdo. I think you'd like it. Weirdos like that movie, right? I like it. I'm a weirdo. There we go. Now we're closing in on trouble because they are going for getting to 7 here. Oh yeah, we're still attacking. Just noting what they're up to here. But it could, yeah, it looks like it was just an all-in move of like, look, I gotta aim these at Oppo's face or I'm gonna lose, so I better get going on that. Now we can actually get him to, you want the test? Like, test of, we can get Snow Day though and just kind of win, right? Let's get Snow Day and win. Always nerve-wracking to select a card from over on the edge. I really like to bring it to the middle before I select it. Oh yeah, we don't win because we don't have removal for the other one. It's close. It's good enough to put him to a big test here, right? And I like tapping down their things with power and making them chump with the Sage. Let's ditch. We don't really need practical research at this point. We just need to cast the spells we have. You would have tossed Warden? Doesn't... I don't know. Warden, like, this game is supposed to end next turn. If it doesn't, for some reason, if this game doesn't end next turn with our victory, then I'm going to want Warden, was my feeling. kind of does the same thing, except we got a stacked... Our graveyard is stacked with really good stuff. So, like, Warden getting something specific felt better to me than something random. Like, random extra cards over the specific card I can just win with.
I do my hair toss, check my nails. Baby, how you feeling?
All right. Nice results so far. And interesting games. I'm making a lot of plays that are different from what chat is suggesting. Doesn't mean I'm right. It just means the games are interesting. Just means there's legit angles to take here that are providing lots of opportunities to discuss the optimal line. So it's been fun. Yeah, that guy can't toss any hair. I got your hair tossed now, buddy. All right, waiting for a matchup. Starts pushing this far, it probably means that the system is unable to find another 4-in-1 person of a similar rank. And I do not have bangs, sir. You may not accuse me of a mullet until I have bangs. Now, 7 win me on Friday, and we can talk. You say back out, you're getting paired up or down. It's far more likely I'm getting paired down, though, Hat. When I have a high record, if I'm like 4-in-1 and it's taken forever, I'm going, yeah, baby, bring it. If I'm 0-2 and it's taken forever, I back out. I'm out. Don't pair me up, please. This is a sneak. Not casting this mastery for a bit, but the historian into command alone is pretty nice. Nice job, Rob. Hitting platinum. Making some goals. Snap block. I don't care what they've got. We're snap blocking. We can just campus here. I guess, well, we don't have a plan for turn 4, so I'm going to go ahead and play an untapped land in case we want to command. Which is to say we can campus on 4 without it hurting us. And we will. Blood Researcher is going to die. And yeah, I'm going to just kill the Researcher now. And we're going to loot. Yeah, I don't know what's up here. Don't know what Oppo is doing, but I like... Definitely a mountain. I think we can actually just get away with mountain here. We've got a land to play. We might draw more. We've got card draw. We've got spectacle. Yeah, I like this. On 5, we can spectacle mage and then have bury if they attack. Other option is just pillar drop, but spectacle mage, if it lives, makes both of these cheaper. Makes all 3 of these cheaper, which is why it's so much better, so obviously better than Frost Trickster, right? Now we have Spectacle Mage, effectively a 2-mana Bury book. So I like attack, pillar drop, and bury the swinging 4/3. Although it does give him eventually another pest, so there's that. Could also just Pigment Storm instead of pillar drop and still have the bury. Yeah, maybe just Pigment Storm this thing is better. We still even get the bury, which we might use on the token. Actually, I'd like to use it on this familiar. Throw this back in the middle of their deck, you know, towards the top of their deck. Or even not. Like, I don't care if it gets counters or not. Just, like, sticking this and making them redraw and recasting a 1/1 for 1 is excellent. Thank God I have this Spectacle Mage that's allowing me to both Pigment Storm and have a Bury in the books ready to 2-spell. Wow, what a powerful card. Oh man, it's so powerful they had to expel it. And it's a good thing they did, or we'd get our masterpiece. Now I like Pillar Drop and Hold over what? Yeah, I mean, we could make a Historian token, but that doesn't seem correct. Command and Storm are retrievable with the Warden if we want to do that. Now we get our masterpiece anyway. They don't have counterspell colors, so we're just going to drop a masterpiece and then try to recast it later with the Warden. Masterpiece, next turn, like Historian, Warden, and then masterpiece again. Yeah, Tithe. Sorry, good point. I said not counterspell colors, which is technically true in the abstract, but in this particular set, there is the Mana Tithe. Do we play around it? I've not been one to play around it. If they tithe us, we do have the Mastery to rebuild. So I'm going to go ahead and make them have it. But good call. They could have tithe here. I'm now prepared. My heart is ready. I generally agree, Siriano, but it's case by case. Siriano says you can't play around tithe; you just have to accept it when it happens. That's true if you've got nothing else to do. I would argue, though, let's say we had Snow Day, I would so cast Snow Day there if we had it, right? So it's still situational. Like if you can afford to play around it, go ahead. But in that case, the alternatives were just not good enough. Got to take a swing from the 5/5, but I kind of just like dropping the island and maxing out this mastery, especially with them tapped out. No tithe to play around. And then we can get it back even if we want it. So might even just block. I don't want to lose the Warden to the Pledge Mage, though. So we're going to draw a bunch and then... let's see. 1, 2, 3. Draw 5. Draw 5 seems just fine to me. Secret Reach of Counterspells, very good. Yep. Here's the smack I said we were going to take, and here we are taking it. I don't understand, True. Are you saying you would have double blocked there? You're willing to give up a Pillar Drop Warden for a Pledge Mage? I want Pillar Drop Warden to get back devastating 7-mana spells. That was my idea. Maybe even Wrath here. True is just a little ahead of me, it sounds like. True was ready to wipe this board. I was ready to fight through this, but with the 4/4, I'm now on team board wipe. We could do it for 5 and get everything, and still have the still get the 7. So what I like doing is sending the 4/4. I'd be surprised if they block here. I mean, maybe they chump. I would just take this if I were Last Supper after party. Looks like that's what they're doing. We're going to buy back. I mean, we have a lot of cards. We could get this and get more cards, but I think we should just get big action. And then intervene. And we even get one of our 2s here. Let's go ahead and play Plarg. We don't need the... I keep forgetting to look at the flip side, but it just never seems correct. Yeah, forget flip side. We're going Plarg. When you know the random creature you just played is an orc. That is so fine with me. 1-for-1s from Oppo at this point are no problem. Introduction to Annihilation, that's fine. We're going to go ahead and play Masterpiece and Historian, and they can exile what they wish. I'll just remember that. I'll actually read the white side of that card again if I ever have a wide board. Hello, friend. There's no question about splashing you. Just gonna get more elementals here, I think. More elementals, Oppo. I have more of them. Where'd you go? If it's available, we might do it, sure. But do you see how that 4/4 could have helped control a board, right? If I made a summoning token, it would totally help control a board. I think we're at profit now, right? Looks nice. Kind of, I don't know. I'm on both the past caller and the practical researcher looking good this time, Pablo. Thanks, Garrett. Good chats, good perspectives, and we'll talk to you soon. You have a great day. Make sure you're following G-Guards on his stream, Twitch TV/G-Guards, and catch him when he's on. Always a good stream time. Yeah, Draconic Intervention has been a key card. We've had to wipe the board to win. Like, it's been, like, we need it. We need to sweep here or we're in trouble type sitch. Gotta love the Professor of Symbology. We'll give you the prof meme.
Welcome, Professor.
You're the pop quiz.
Good afternoon, Dr. Jones.
That's Professor Snape.
Give me some skin, prof.
You know, theirs does beat mine, but only by 2 mana, if you think about it. We each have a 2/1, and then we each get to spend some mana later to get a 3/2 spirit. It's just that they only have to spend 3, and I got to spend 5. So they're actually close in this case. But 3 is 2 less than 5, it turns out. Today is a math stream where we do small math correctly all day long. I'm going to offer this even. I like our plan here. We got pillar drop into practical. And another trade. If they want to take this, I'll take it. Because it just gives us 2 future 3/2s. Yeah, it's relevant. We pay a little more, but we get it at instant speed and tapped. So there's slight differences, but the mana is the most important part of it. Blade Historian is ouchie. Gotta go look for something for that. Hey, I'm gonna go look for something for that. How about we kill the heck out of that thing right now?
Buenos dias, children.
What's gross? Blade Historian. What's grosser than gross? Drawing a Pigment Storm immediately after to get the Blade Historian. Did I hit anybody there? Anybody grow up with gross and grosser than gross jokes? Raid Captain for Jamie, you got it. We can go Plarg, get something back. I think just practical research, though, and I'm going to do it now, so if we find lands, we can play them. Light Scribe, though, is scary. We could also... Yeah, we don't have that yet. It's only till end of turn, at least, so if we go digging, we can find a solution. Let's go, like, find our Wrath or something. I'm going to decline that and pitch 2 lands. And attempt to hold. Hold. Snap attack probably means Light Scribe is going to do some work here. Are we dead? Let's see, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. If we don't block and it's a single spell, it's 10 extra. If it's +3/+1, we're taking 13 and are nearly dead. I think we gotta put the Historian in front of like the 3/2. And I'm worried about using the Warden here, because if they do have the +3/+1, they can cast it on whatever we block with the Warden, and it's quite the blowout. Whereas this saves enough damage, forces the issue on the like the combat trick, but then we still have our Warden and a decent amount of life. So I'm going to do this. And if we top deck a land, we even get to really stabilize the ground. So going to cross fingers that this baits out something. Didn't bait out anything. Okay. Snow Day, you say. What if I play Snow Day correctly? What do you think about that? Like me playing Snow Day, except correctly. The other option would be Plarg and Warden, which aren't awful, but given the expectation that they have something going on with the Light Scribe, I like setting an upkeep stop and passing the turn. Light Scribe and General, so that the Historian at least threatens to be eaten by a Warden. Discard a card. tempting to just ditch a land, but we do have this masterpiece we're trying to land. So I actually like maybe even the Dean. Oh, these are all so strong, though. I'm going to be super greedy. I don't care. Shut up. We're going to draw a land anyway. These are all too good. We did draw a land. Can't cast a 7, but one of the reasons I did that is we still do have good action even if we don't draw the land because of the Warden and Dean. So we drew a Campus. We're going to play that. And now we have to decide Dean Command or Warden Command. Or Dean Command or Dean Warden. I think I'm on Dean Command and take out this Light Scribe. Although the trouble, it's going to stay... yeah, we can make treasure for next turn. I could still be greedy about that and get treasure. Let's kill the scribe, because even tapped it has the effect. So I like starting with kill scribe and then C. So scribe dies. We could make a treasure and have 4 for a warden, but we could also just drop the plarg and have treasure for the masterpiece. Let's do that. Treasure and damage. Here's the damage, here's the treasure. And then here is the Dean. All right, they're going for this. Again, feels like they got tricks or whatever. We're going to give up the Dean. I'm going to give it up all now. Like, even we have a backup pillar drop and a masterpiece, so let's not die to whatever's going on here and make them have something. I have been smelling the enthusiastic study all game. Smells like enthusiastic study to me, but we're at a point where we need to make them have it and show us. I wasn't wide enough, right? I didn't feel like that was a spot for the other side, but I guess maybe it does block this one. But the 2/2. Wasn't 1/3/2/2 does the same job against the effigy. I could just take this. We could just try this. Although I already did it. Never mind. It is what it is. I'm being hyper conservative because we're about to get nice control going. But I kind of regret chumping here. I think we could have risked the 4/3 coming through. It's hyper nervous going to a low life total against red, though. But we'll follow through on the plan now. Draw a basic land, we can recast this next turn. Well, here's the first time a Lorehold Excavation is making me nervous because it's late game and could actually, like, whittle us down. This card is not good, though. We drew a land, but not the right kind to do what I was saying. We can go Pillar Drop Warden number 2, though, and activate number 1. And still have Test of Talents. So let's play the second. Go back and get our... what do you want? Masterpiece or Snow Day? Probably just Masterpiece still. Continue to get defensive on the ground. And now we have a Test of Talents if we emergency need to counter something, and then into Masterpiece next turn. This is... Being a spirit, they have a good attack here because the general can pump it, so we got to keep that in mind. Good thing we have the test here because this would be painful.
Buenos dias, children.
Checking out the deck. What we might be afraid of coming up. Study break is real. Retriever Phoenix with the haste, so we'll keep that in mind. Don't exile from the graveyard. Oh, because it'll trigger their thing. What do they have that triggers? Effigy. Yeah, that's fair. May as well not give him that. All right. So, chump. Or take 5, go to 4, and then try to stabilize on Masterpiece in the face of this. Yeah, it's a chump. Trying to figure out if we have to. Math says we can't take 4. Probably right, but I'm fighting my instincts here. Yeah, the excavation actually forces this issue. All right. I keep playing. Well, I guess we don't need to play this land now, but we're doing this. And I guess, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and we got 10 in the yard. So I actually want to play this. We draw a basic land, we can go Historian, Historian. This is notable, just sitting there waiting to trade for one of our 4/4s, but again, we got to make it do it. This destroys one, so really they got our whole board covered here. Why double block? Oh, because of that? Yeah, I was thinking indestructible, sorry. I didn't read my card. But double block, they just would defend anyway. But the defend, it didn't really matter too much. And now it's going to hurt. And I could send this knowing that they have this for it, like their plan is this anyway. I should. I mean, we're just in a spot where they're gonna, that's the thing for them to kill anyway. And they've got the card to do it, so just make him do it. Upkeep Scry possible, but probably just want to have Historian plus whatever we draw available. I'll put the stop on, though. Interesting. Well, we got to try to take the trade for the general. And hope we don't die. A lot of hoping not dying kind of going on here. And yeah, I'm not gonna scry. We just don't have the luxury. But let's see, do I have to play this? 5 for the scry. Yeah, I do need 5 for the scry, 5 for the historian. So we're gonna play the land. And stay back and cross fingers here. Obviously removal here and we're just dead. Ooh, and we're close to dead if they come up with... Oh yeah, we are just dead. Never mind, just dead. Good one, Oppo. Tip the cap to Lorehold getting it done. And hey, Excavation, which I really trashed, did some work there. I still don't like the card, but interesting to see it. That's literally the first time it's done any work against me ever in the format. Or for me. I've tried it too, that's the thing. So I still don't like the card, but it's cool to see it actually do something. Apparently, Semulin likes the card. Someone was telling me that Semulin makes good use of it. Well, is it? I mean, it's just a weird card, true, because you can point to different aspects of it. Is it aggressive? I don't think a 2-drop enchantment is aggressive, because if you play it on 2, you're not building your board in a combat positive way. And really where it shines is like the late game, draining out from a low life total, or just starting to actually make those 3/2s. Now we can keep this. It needs some help, but almost anything helps it. Baseline needs land, but then looking good after that. Yeah, I like 2-drop finisher more than 2-drop aggro for describing that card. Self-mill is neutral. I think more often it's slightly positive. If you have anything in your deck that can touch the graveyard in a positive way, it's positive, and that's only counteracted if adding to your graveyard helps your opponent's plan in some way. I could play the Mountain to have Bury up, but I would rather play the Prismari Campus, have Test up, and have a guaranteed Maelstrom Muse next turn. Well, Riscotto, if you're going to say you wouldn't consider losing your heated debates and have no way to get them back a net positive for 1 damage, but what if I said, would you like to get closer to your heated debates for 1 damage? Right? What? Like once, and I see above that you were saying it hurts as much as it helps, but I bristle against anybody bringing up the negative effects of milling without also countering with the positive effects of milling. I'm gonna go with the plan though. We're gonna drop this and hope it lives. Note the pause on a single white mana. What do we got for a single white mana? Oh, Swords to Plowshares. That's what we got. Only the best removal spell ever printed. Oppo, this card isn't good. You shouldn't be playing it. Stop beating me with it, please. Spectacle Mage, interesting here. I like it. I've been joking with Pablo. It was Garrett that Garrett and I were disagreeing on Spectacle Mage versus Frost Trickster. This is the first place where Frost Trickster actually has a significant consideration over the mage for me. Like pinning this down would be good, but we actually have a Spectacle Mage setting up the cheap Berry, which does the same thing. So even though it was close to a Frost Trickster preference here, I'm still liking the Berry. I'm still liking the Mage because of the Berry. Yep. And I'm gonna go. I guess there's hexproof. I was going to get cute and like make a block, but what I should do is bury first, and then if something goes horribly awry here, it's possible we block Mage on Campus Guide. It's possible. Thanks for that sub, Chesapeake. I'm going to go for the Bury the Poet, which I also owe you a meme on, of course, because I constantly owe memes.
Well, Miss Muffet sat
Still
on
could make the block if we wanted, but we have other things to make cheaper, so I'm going to say no blocks. I like our flyer better than that 2-1. Historian with study and test up seems fine. Although we could also practical research, find a land, and just historian. I'm kind of coming around to that, actually. I'm going to do that. Ooh, interesting. We could pitch the test and it would actually sweep what we're looking at here. We could pitch the study and it would sweep. But I definitely want to keep the land and play the Plarg. Well, because my plan was to play the Historian. I mean, I took a chance. I assumed I'd find a land in 4 cards. That was my feeling, and we did. But we do have a tough pitch. It's got to be one of these two, and I think I like holding Test in this spot, but Study's so good. What do you think, gang? Study. Study gets that extra card. It does get extra damage, though. Like, if they play something with 3 toughness, we'll be glad we pitched the Study. Although we have Bury in Books to wipe the floor with everything if we want, so that's actually a non-factor. All right, I narrowly will keep the Test. That's a really tough one, though. And yeah, I was going to play Dean as the better card, but since we want to potentially trade, we'll go Historian here. Then if we don't trade and we end up sweeping, we're also more happy to have a dead Historian than a dead Plarg, right? Yeah, Intervention doesn't work against dragons, right? That's the whole deal. We could read a card, I suppose. Seems like a lot of work, though. I'm going to block this Pledge Mage and just hope like heck they have something to, quote, blow us out. Please blow us out, Oppo. Please. Please. Please blow us out. No! An actual real trade? All right, well, I guess that's kind of okay. Yeah, good enough, math, right? We'll call it a blowout. Now we've got attack. Sweep. Yeah, we're low enough that I think we need to sweep here. Too bad we don't have a 1-mana spell. Yeah, Hat and I thinking the same thing at the same time. If we had an opt in the yard, we could actually keep our mage. But we don't, and we're not going to be greedy. Oh, to apply next. I don't know. That seemed like one of those decisions that didn't matter. Plarg or hold up Test? Math likes keeping up Test. Why are we keeping up Test? We're really afraid that their turn 5 play is going to be a instant or sorcery we really need to play. I think we go Plarg. Of course, now we give them an instant or sorcery they might want to play because they might have removal. But I don't like holding up Test without something on board that they might go after. I'm going to skip the Poet since we literally just did it. And going to go ahead and... Now, can I do this? I can do that at instant speed. And I can do it... Cast the card without paying its mana cost. And so I can play instants, right? The words on these always kind of mess with me a bit. If I were to reveal a 3-mana sorcery, I get to play it, right? Because it just says I can do it. The card says I can do it. If I do this, cannot activate the Plarg. So Test plus Plarg activation seems good. I'm hoping that I'm reading this right and that it's not going to screw me over with sorcery speed stuff. I know it's an instant, but I'm just making sure that if I find a sorcery or a creature, I can cast it. Or is it non-legendary, non-land? Yeah. All right. Let's do it. Oops, this is what we want. All right, we'll do it so that we can get a lesson. And start from scratch seems like a good lesson in this spot. You can just kill one of those, kill the flyer without having them draw a card or whatever. And now if they go for an Inkling, we're going to test that and then scratch the other. Appa with the Wrath. Checking it out. They got their own college dragon. Elemental Masterpiece, you say? Well, we can play that and take another 2. But playing Masterpiece into a known Mastery doesn't seem quite right to me. So I'm going to scratch the Poet. And then maybe I offer the... I guess scratch the Poet... Yeah, you're right. They're pretty far off from casting that for the full cost, but they can do the that side. But that's fine with it. Yeah, you're right. This card doesn't do anything for them right now, so I should stop worrying about it. Which makes me think maybe I should Masterpiece, right? No, so I shouldn't Masterpiece. If I played, I can Spectacle though, because if they do this side with the Spectacle, I get these 2 back. These die if they do that. So I'm working it out here. Working it out. So I like a Spectacle Scratch, then. And how you doing, Kenyon? Welcome. Haven't seen you a bit. Glad to have you back. Treasure to Cast Dragon is certainly interesting, and maybe I should be considering it, but I think the Masterpiece alone is... the Masterpiece on its own feels too good, even in the face of this thing. Although it's true that we can't really use this right now. Maybe Rob has a point. Like, we don't really want to hard cast this because the 2-mana side of this would actually then work for them. Yeah, but then we would not be able to recast the dragon. Another fair point from JC. Although with Pillar Drop Warden, we could. Actually, I just like attack, play Pillar Drop Warden, and see what they want to do. They're the ones up against it, not us. But if I play this, we just force their hand and they cast this, and I don't think that's worthwhile. But we can discard this at instant speed depending on what they do here. Is it worth it? Do we go for pitch and play Lorehold Dragon? Yeah, now they're 1 planes off from just doing the thing. So I think we just try to hold our advantage with what we have, and this is our backup plan. They're gonna trade off. Oh yeah, we could fetch Tested Talents. That's fair too. Yeah, maybe that's the play. I don't usually think about going to get back that, but JC has an interesting line. Hammer agrees with that line. And then, yeah, let's do that, because here's what we can do. We Pledge Mage, we get back our counter spell, and if they try for this turn, we counter, and if not, we can potentially Masterpiece next turn, depending. If we draw a land, because we can Masterpiece and hold up the counter again. So I'm going to send the flyer. I'm just wondering if we send the 3-2. It's just such an obvious snap trade. I don't think I bother. Just the 1 is fine. And then Pledge Mage for the test. I like it. Interesting choices with the Pillar Drop. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. If we draw a basic land, thanks to the Spectacle Mage, we can Masterpiece and still hold up the talents. So that's what we're hoping for. And if we don't find basic land, it's probably going to be action. So, like, most of our draws are good. Our worst draw is the second campus. Worst draw on our deck, second campus. That is like nearly GG. Close. Let's just do it. If it's not GG, it's close. All right.
Buenos dias, children.
I wonder if I have any memes left on. I better check. Do this and this.
Old Miss Muffet sat on the top.
All right. Full count, 6 and 2. Thank you for the sub. Pocket Nebula, much appreciated. Profit well secured. Now let's see if we can get the trophy. All right, looks good. Got our splash color. We got a Muse on 4. Got a 2, 3, 4 curve. I mean, we're missing 1 land on 3, but that's cool. We can play the campus that turn. Oh no, we can't. We gotta play something. Well, yeah, we can go mountain, mountain, campus. Sounds good. Maelstrom Muse can reduce the cost of Snow Day. We can't cast it yet. We only got the 1 blue source. Oh, I don't know why I didn't. I should have gone campus turn 1. I was being silly. In my head, I was just like, oh, I can slot it in on 3. But no, I was being silly. I should have done it on 1. Just a plain old mistake. I'll play the second island here, disguise our splash for now, and we'll see if they got anything for this Maelstrom Muse. Rutha! Well? No way they're blocking. Unfortunately, I can't cast Snow Day to make the Pledge Mages attack. Because I got to attack first, then play the reduced cost Snow Day, and then they can attack, but then it's too late. We're still going to do it, though. Partly, I want to loot, try to find an answer for Rutha. And I think we just pitched the campus since we have 1. Although, yeah, and we've played our land this turn, so we don't need the campus. Oh, we didn't play our land this turn. Never mind. Still like ditching the campus. Although, if we have a land to play, might as well have kept it. ETB tapped campus better than an untapped single color, right? When you can't do anything with it. I mean, the only value would be to, like, threaten something, but that's just not enough value. Rutha being Rutha, I'm not even mad. It's just, like, it's the cost of not having had an answer to Rutha. Turns out, she's good. She is good. Plarg and Pillar Drop keep us in it, though. Basic land off the top, we can Masterpiece and send in again. Although sending in doesn't seem correct when you can't attack through anything. So we're just going to go for a draw 3. Draw 3 is good enough. This is instant, so we can pitch a mountain and draw something else before we untap, but no need to do it now. Feeling so far behind when Oppo has already gotten value out of a Rutha and has replayed the Rutha, and we still have no ability to deal with the Rutha. Like, I don't think I've ever beaten anybody who's copied 2 things with Rutha. Like, this is like, how do we beat this? Yeah, I guess Velomachus could help, but this is a tough ask to try and beat a Rutha that's gone off twice. On good stuff, too. On removal and on card draw. Like, I don't know how you beat Rutha doubling your removal and your card draw. It's been a good run, though. I've enjoyed this deck. If we somehow manage to claw back from this, it'll be epic. And if not, we still had a great run. So keeping a good spirit about everything going on here. Oppo gets to have their fun, too. And leverage the power of the sweet card they drafted. If they swing, I am snap blocking all 3. Absolutely would trade Dean and Prismari for the Pledge Mage. As it is, we will do our looting. Rummaging, I should say. Yeah, Prismari Command, you're not enough. What do we got? Anything here? I guess we can get Snow Day back. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. We could get back and cast Snow Day, and maybe getting lucky with Snow Day and somehow getting there in time is going to be how we can win. But if that's true, we probably do Masterpiece first. I just feel like we're going to lose to another value play from Rutha. Like, I already feel like we can't beat the double activation, and now we're about to see a third. But there's nothing in our hand for it unless we want to dig again with Prismari Command, which is an option. Maybe we're so desperate we're supposed to be digging with Command. But Snow Day digs as well. So I'm going to dig. I'm going to dig for Pigment Storm with Snow Day. Ditch another land. That's not bad. All right, one more turn here. Rutha gets to go off once more here. And unfortunately... Oh, hello. That's not bad. I mean, we got to pitch our Elemental Masterpiece, but we have a plan here. I can work with this. We should just do it with the Dean. Or we can just make Treasure. I guess we should do it with the Dean. Dean gets us an extra card. If we do it with Treasure, we get Treasure, but we don't get an extra card. Let's get an extra card. Timber had the line. I was starting to look through that, Timber, like getting back Command, but then found the other line instead, right? So the Snow Day line to dig was more appealing to me, but I like your line too. And now, sorry, Oppo, I'm not trying to mess around. I'm just trying to make sure I do this right. I'm going to go Intervention first. Intervention now. Then Spectacle Mage. I didn't even know they had mana up. Are you kidding me? Well, we still Prismari Command it and can take it out still. So good try, Oppo. But we still got there. I just can't believe they even had that. 2 damage and then draw 2 discard. Sounds good. Two-card discard. We'll discard Plains and Mage. And we got our Dragon Bomb after. Well, I was all given my concession speech, but we just got ourselves back into it, gang.
I'll turn this damn fuss around. That'll end your precious little field trip pretty damn quick, huh?
Pablo on not discarding the dragon. Interesting plan, Pablo. We'll give it a try. We'll give it a try. I guess there's pay 3 counter spells, so I should play this land, right? If it's reject, it would be so bad if I played this and they had reject. Oh god, that would be just like, and I'm done streaming forever. Bye, gang. Isn't reject 3? Maybe reject was only 2. I thought it was 3. Which one do we want to cast? I can just practical research and redraw our dragon, huh? We could bury the Quandrix Apprentice, but I like cards. Oh, it's not back on top yet? Never mind. I thought we would get to redraw, but it's not on top yet, I guess. Thanks for the subs. Right. Wait, did I mess that up? What did I screw it up? I thought it would be second from the top. What happened? Oh, okay. Got it. Got it. Got it. Shipped himself to the bottom. Nice play from Oppo then, huh? I thought we really had ourselves back in the game and then got wrecked with that. I'm going to make this trade. In deep trouble here, though, with double summoning. Fun comeback, though. I thought we were just straight dead. Straight. Oh, and then Pillar Drop says it's still going to be close. Love it. This has been a cool game, really. I'm going to go Warden. And we have so much card draw and stuff. I'm not messing around. I'm just playing my lands. I'm going to set a stop for... Oh, we have a Campus Scry, too. Yeah, it's true. We're well. That's good. The good news is the dragon's close again. Man, Oppo with just every tool. We've had kind of back and forth answers. It's been a good game. And we could just chump and then make a 3/2. That then blocks the Professor. Kind of like that. And then we can scry on upkeep. Hammer likes scry now, but I like getting a creature out in the face of the 4/3. That's what I'm going to do. And in the face of Gigantors coming, but not... I mean, this will be a chumper at that point. I guess we've used both our pillar drops, though, right? So we really don't have a way to get our sweeper back now. Although maybe that was already exiled. Yeah. No looping intervention. It's right there in the card, Ryan. Just read the novel written on that card. Now, we do have Barry. Yeah, I'm going to do this because we kind of like need to get lucky with Barry on the top anyway, and I'll scry upkeep. Pigment Storm, you say? That is no Barry. Do we have Barry? Maybe I'm lying. We don't even have another Barry. No, we do. We have the Barry in the deck. I mean, this is good removal. but it's not enough to take out a 9/9. Right, and there's another 9/9. So what's our plan for the second one? So we really need the berry, and then we need our dragon back. Test of Talents. Okay, I think actually we need to bin this, because Test of Talents and Berrien books are the answers we need. We actually have the 2 answers, we just need to go looking. Not what we were looking for, but it is a play we can make. And unfortunately, we chump with this. We can't make a 3/2 before we untap. But we can still do this. Yeah, Annihilation is in the board. That's a good point. I should be focusing on my lessons as well. What's learn do we have? We just have the... we have 2 enthusiastic studies that could learn us answers too. Good call, Blood Gaze. But right now, we're chumping the 9/9 with a Historian. We're trying to eat the... or trade with the Professor and find our answers. Yeah, then the real problem is actually how do we get them from 19 to 0? But I got to start by not dying, right? So I can't even really worry about that. I think the chances of us winning this game continue to be slim. They went from slim to, hey, wait a second, to slim again, and we're now back into the slim. But yeah, we have a dragon. That's quite the clock. But down by dragon, I mean, there's 7 cards left in the deck, so down by dragon is any time now. They got shuffled on the bottom, right? So there you go. There's one of our needs. The trouble is we just dead to the 9/9, so we can counter the other one. But 9, we're just dead to this stuff. Yeah, it's just like Exaxes, which is too bad. Like we just needed something, but we needed too much here. Needed too much, and we were really close. Like we had 4 mana up at the end of the last turn. If it was 5, we could have the 3/2 right now that keeps us alive. But instead, really an excellent game to go out on. No, and I'll remember here. Okay, I'm going to reject. Wait, did they play a pop quiz? They did. Yes, you get your pop quiz. You get your pop quiz, and I'll let Oppo wonder what's up here. But what's up is we're going to scoop to you in just a second, Oppo. Hold on.
All right, pop quiz.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz.
Pop quiz. Hot
Now
shot.
what do you do?
What do you do? What do you do? What do you do?
I'm going to make him do it, though. May as well make him attack. I mean, it's an easy attack all, but you never know with people. There we go. Yeah, would it really kill that thing to be just an untapped 3/2? Come on. Yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, I didn't expect that game to go that long. I'm really glad that the Draconic Intervention gave us an avenue to try and win a game that was slipping away from us. Fun event, fun deck. I'm going to call the... I think pretty clearly the Draconic Intervention was our MVP in this one. It saved our bacon and won us probably 3 games, I'm going to say. 3 games where I feel like there were 3 times where I cast Draconic Intervention where it was pretty important that we did so. And it didn't even win us that final game, but it kept us in it. Like we got a few extra minutes of magic thanks to the intervention in the final game. Pablo, I don't know, man. Should we splash this or not? The results, if we just looked at the results of that event, we should have splashed this, because basically every time that any of the things we were considering over it came up, this would have been great, right? But it doesn't mean it's necessarily correct in the abstract. It certainly would have been in hindsight correct today, but we're not going to be results oriented. But it was interesting to see the data, that this deck was going late enough and drawing enough that the white was pretty darn consistent, right? We never were really in a spot where we didn't have the white, but that's also just the chance of that one given event. So the time traveling supercomputer knows we're still hashing it out in our discussions, which I love. Thank you for contributing to the discourse around here, everybody. Let's say goodbye to our YouTube friends and enjoy our profit. It was indeed a test of our talents, but I was trying to give you the profit meme. Let's do that one. We got profit. We got 10 plus packs now. Open these two. Get some gems. Why not? Give me some gems. Oh, fine, a stupid mythic. Whatever. Thanks, YouTube friends. Hope you enjoyed that one. I had a blast. I thought that was a fun draft. Fun choices during the draft. Fun choices during deck building, during the games. I had good players putting up opposing viewpoints. That's always interesting. When a lot of smart thinking players disagree on the best line, it shows what this game is all about. That it's complicated, that your decisions matter, that you can outplay people. This is a game of very, very persnickety little decisions, and we did well enough to get 6 wins. Right on. Bye.